Alright, sorry about that, folks. Apparently, we had some technical difficulties. I apologize. Let's go ahead and get in here and get everything set up again. Oops. Good times. All right, let's go ahead and get this on. I think everybody's like, what happened? That's all right. All right. Yeah, I was going to just pause it and pick up from where we started, but or where we left off, but I just figured it would just be easier to just restart the service. Hopefully, if we have another, see, it's saying no data. Oh, that's fantastic. It says it's green. Okay, excellent connection. If we have too many more problems, I'm just going to stop the stream and we'll just try. I'm going to have to reboot the Xbox or something maybe and see if that clears it up. Yeah, I think everybody just like dipped out on me now. That's fine. It is what it is. Anyways, so yeah, if we have another issue, we're gonna have to cancel the train sim, and I'm gonna have to like figure out between now and the time we go flying in Berlin what's going on. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. The stream just suddenly ended, Joseph, for unexpectedly. I don't know what happened. I just looked over and all of a sudden it said no data, and then it stopped before I could. I was hoping it was going to fix itself, and then it quit. So, anyways, we're going to try it again. If it happens again, we're just going to forego the. I'm going to have to maybe reboot the Xbox and see if that takes care of it. Because sometimes I don't think it's something with my Twitch on the laptop or Streamcast or anything. I think the problem is with the Xbox. The Twitch app seems to have its own issues sometimes. So yeah, but hopefully we don't have any problems, but if we do, we're just gonna forego the train sim for today. And so anyways, Hopefully we get this done. Anywho's. Hopefully we can get through this. Right, so yeah, we're going to be flying over Berlin once we wrap this up. Hopefully we make it all the way to San Jose. We're going to try something different today, going over Berlin. I'm going to take out the Velocity, or Velocity, if you want to call it that. It's kind of like a helicopter, but it also looks like a bit like a drone, because it's got smaller blades, and it's got an electric charge apparently, so it's like fuel, but it's like a rechargeable battery that you can only fly for about an hour. But because we usually have everything where our fuel never runs out or anything, I expect that we will be okay with the battery situation and all that, so we will do that for our flight around Berlin once we wrap this up. Well, not right after, but probably maybe 30 minutes or so. I'm probably gonna have to reboot the Xbox just to make sure that I don't have, it may be an Xbox issue, so I'm gonna do a hard reboot, and then hopefully that clears up any issues. So it'll probably be about half an hour after we complete this surface. We'll go over Berlin. It'll be cool because then we're not like trying to fly around in a circle, trying to check out stuff. We can actually go in nearby and kind of hover over everything. So that'll make, seeing some sights a little bit easier, I think. So we'll give that a shot. And then tomorrow we will be back in the Junkers 52. We're going to go with the 1939 model. I flew it for a little while last night with the navigation stuff, and works. So we will take that all the way to Vienna, Austria tomorrow. Tuesday we have Orlando to Cancun in the A320. Oops. I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. So yeah, we got some stuff coming up, but we'll talk more about that later. Let's just try to get through this service. So yeah, we're gonna do that. What else? Yeah. No flight on the 1st. We'll do the 4th and the 5th on the 2nd. We might just do a on the 3rd. We might just do a what you call it? Scenic flight. That'd probably be about it. Do I have even a scenic flight picked yet? I think I do. Yes. The 3rd is Athens, Greece. We're going to fly around Athens, Greece. That's what it is. So we'll do that, and then I'll be off 4th and the 5th, and then we'll be back at it on the 6th. Alright, looks like everything might be cleared up now. Yeah, it might be a quiet day today. I think the time change for the folks in the UK might have caught them a little off guard, maybe. I don't know, but it's all good. But we'll be back to 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK time. Now that you guys are back to 5 hours ahead of me, we'll go back to the normal time. So it's a little frost here today. It's like it's trying to snow. So somebody commented on the flight, I think, from the other day. I don't know which one it was. Suggesting that I save up thousands of dollars and get a PC, and I'm like, well, yeah, I know. That is something I would like to do. Thank you very much, but it's almost like I felt like saying, well, thank you, Captain Obvious, you know. It's very heartbreaking a lot of times to see all the stuff coming out on the PC, like almost, it seems daily. Now I know that's probably not very reasonable, but it feels like every day there's something new coming out. You know, the PC folks don't have to wait till Thursday to find out what's coming out. The developer releases it directly, and so they can go and get it directly from them. And it's very difficult to see all this stuff coming out that I would like to have, but there's no telling when it's going to come to the sim. It could be months, you know, there's just no telling. And so it's very difficult to see all that. And yeah, I really wish it would. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's, I don't know. Alright, folks, you better get on the train if you're going to get on. I'm about to shut the doors. Alright. Millbrae is next. Flying up the station here. Millbrae, of course, is that hub where you can catch the BART train to San Francisco International. Or if you want to catch the BART train and take it to other locations in San Francisco, do that as well. There's the tower for San Francisco right there, International. Oh, freaking looping sounds. Oh my goodness. Turn on the radio? No, not. There's a jet overhead. Yeah, pretty quiet today, just like it was in your chat, Joseph, but that's okay. I was talking to Doris last night on the phone for quite a while, actually. We talked for probably, I think we ended up talking for about 5 hours last night. But anyway, I was telling her, I said, I think I kind of feel like I'm ready to maybe take a break from streaming. So I said, 7 days a week at first was really exciting, but now it's becoming a bit much, I think. I don't know how it would work as far as a streaming schedule that kind of makes sense, where we can do some fun stuff, but it's not like every day, because I think it's starting to wear me out. I don't know, maybe by the end of May or end of April going into May or something, I'm gonna have to like really think about the channel, what I can do and all that. It's yeah, I think it might be time to maybe kind of scale it back just a bit, just do stuff. But see, then the other issue is if I scale it back to, then I replace it and do more on one particular day? Do I fly more hours? But then again, that can be problematic. It's yeah, because we were talking about some of the longer flights and streaming for a very long time, and after a while it starts to kind of drain you, and it's easy to get frustrated with the sim or the game or whatever you're doing, and people in chat at the same time. So yeah, Burlingame's next. So I don't really know what's. I gotta really sit down and think about it. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling like it's time to kind of scale things back a bit. And I think too, what I've noticed is there's viewers from other streams that I know, and I'm not going to name names, who their behavior just unsettles me. I don't, and it yeah, it's very difficult to deal with. So yeah, it's I think it's going to be me scaling back my own channel, and also maybe in some ways skimming back on viewing as well, because it's just sometimes it's, you know, I can't, the way certain people behavior is, it triggers me, and I can't, and then I look like an idiot or a jerk for expressing my that, you know, their behaviors triggering me. So San Mateo's next. I think part of that is, you know, a lot of people have the attention-seeking behavior in chats, and I don't particularly care for that. You know, it's happened in my chat. I see it happening in other people's chats. So yeah, it's. Quick run to San Mateo. Low stealth. I mean, a little too quick there, but we'll be fine. Yes, Train Sim World 2. Is the older cab cars. Both of these will eventually be out of service as the line gets electrified. They're still working on that, I believe. I think it's already behind schedule, probably even over budget, if I had to guess. So, yeah. Last time I was in the area, the infrastructure is being built, like all the the systems to carry the power lines is they've been working on that, but what they've discovered is there's a lot of problems underneath the railroad bed that they did not know existed for quite some time. Oh, hello Mick. Mother's Day in the UK. Oh, very cool. I did not know that. I should know that because I know some folks in the UK are moms. Well, happy Mother's Day to the women, the mothers in the UK. How about that? There we go. It's weird that our Mother's Day is a different day. You'd think they would just make it all like one day, you know. International Mother's Day. How about that? That's what we should have. That way nobody forgets. So yeah, we're on our way to San Jose. Do you know the way to San Jose? So once we end here, we'll take a break and then get ready to go flying in Berlin, in the Volo City, the little helicopter drone-looking thing that came out with the Game of the Year update. It should make for some interesting views of our points of interest around Berlin. We should be able to kind of just slowly make our way around buildings and whatnot, and kind of actually see more of the area. What an International Mother's Day, just so that it's all covered under one one umbrella. But you know, the card companies and all that, they wouldn't allow that to happen. They want it split up so they can make more money. That's what it's all about. I don't know why I'm all stuffy today. Oh, here we go. This thing has been acting up today. We had to restart the everything because about 10 or 15 minutes into the stream, it ended on YouTube, and so I just kept on with it, or restarted everything, and so quite long. Well, no, it's not really. It's only, I'll tell you, it is actually only, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 car lengths. That's all it is. Just 6. Never seen this game. Well, I used to play it quite regularly. It was the main thing on the channel for quite some time, and then I walked away from the game for a while out of disappointment with the newer releases were just filled with all kinds of problems, and some of which still exist today. Yeah, it's just full of issues. But I missed it. You know, despite the issues, I did enjoy. Yeah, I was talking to Doris about it last night. I was just telling her, I think, sometimes it feels like 7 days a week is too much. Even though like when I'm flying, I have like a plan for like themes, like Jetliner Tuesday and Scenic Sunday and stuff like that. But I said it's just, I'm trying to, showcase something, but then it's becoming, it's becoming a lot. I'm fine. It's just I think I'm kind of getting burned out on it, I guess, in a way. And I think it's it's starting to spill over into other things. As I was saying, there's people I know from other streams that I've seen the names, and their behavior just unsettles me. And I think it's either I have I think I have to cut back a lot of stuff. It was the great thing, during the pandemic, a lot of people found one another on streams, and it was good because we kind of all supported one another during very difficult times. And but I think now people are they're trying to figure out how to say this. Their behavior has become more chaotic, and for me, when I see chaotic people or I'm around them somehow, it doesn't do well for me. And I think some people may know that and purposely become chaotic because they know it sets me off. I hope that's not the case, but I kind of think it is. So I just, I think it's like maybe it's time to kind of scale things back and maybe take a little break sometimes. I'm like the worst person when it comes to saying, like I need to, take time for myself, even though I know I should. So I think that's because I do enjoy the flying, but I think that's why I do enjoy flying with like Captain Arish on Mondays and Wednesdays. Because I'm not streaming, I'm just flying along, and I don't have to worry about the chat or anything. I can just focus on the flying. He worries about his own chat and all that, and I don't, I can just kind of sit back and relax and enjoy the flying and enjoy the scenery, and it's nice. I don't know. I was just thinking about it last night. I mean, it is a nice distraction from everything else. I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes it's a bit much, and the people are a bit much sometimes. That's the thing. And it's like, how can I find a way to have a productive channel and also try to deal with the chaotic people who come in sometimes. And I think what I've noticed too, and Mick, you'll probably agree with this to an extent, maybe. When people start to notice your channel, they start to make demands of you as a streamer, and they don't realize that that's not that's not cool. That they just need, if they want to come in and hang out, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, sometimes their behavior tends to become very demanding. Do this and do that, and how, and it's it becomes very problematic. And lately we've been pretty lucky for the most part we've not had too many issues with that, but I think it's, as we get in closer to the summer, I think it's going to ramp back up, unfortunately. But hopefully kids and their parents go on a vacation and they'll be less inclined to be, with their face glued to the to the screen the whole time. We'll see. Yeah, it's well, there's been things that have been happening in my life that it's in its own chaotic way, and I've tried to not let that spill over as well into things. Sometimes it's easier said than done, and if it's really bad, I just prefer not to stream. But then I feel like I'm missing, like I had a nice flight plan. It's like, well, I canceled this and now I gotta move it to a different date and time and all that. Because then if I don't stream, then I sit around and I mull over everything. So this does keep me a little bit, my mind bit preoccupied. Like I enjoy kind of planning the flights and where can we go that will be interesting and stuff like that. But yeah, it's also it's getting to be a bit overwhelming. Redwood City is next. Yeah, I have to, because I have all the stuff planned out, like the flight through from Amsterdam to the former Dutch Indies. I mean, that's 30 legs right there. Some are going to be fairly reasonable in length, and some are going to be a bit, longer. I think most of them are like 4 hours, and at the most they would be 4 hours. But I've chopped some of them up that were like 5 into like 2.5 hour legs. Of course, this time I stopped a little bit short. Usually I stop way up here. It's when you feel tied down to do it. Yeah, and see, that was my biggest concern. Like, when I started doing the viewer requested flights, and I've tried to encourage people to think outside of their part of the world and say, oh, I literally like to see this part, but most people don't do that. They want to see, their part of the world, and that's it. They're not really concerned about seeing anything else, and so it gets very, I'm seeing a lot of people requesting the very same areas, and it's like, and I've gone back to some, places, but, yeah, it's like, okay, can we come up with something else, maybe? I don't know. I'm like, okay, if this is really what you want, I'll do it, but it's, think about something else, some other place, but people only want to see their little area of the world, or their part of the world. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's worked. We've gone to some pretty fantastic places, I think. We've had some nice flights. Some are, we've done some pretty decent stuff in the A320, for instance, and other times we've used a different aircraft to do this flight, and it has worked out. And I think part of it too is the limitations of what I have on the Xbox are starting to kind of catch up with the channel. I mean, I wish I had the money to buy a gaming PC and do everything on there, because there's this, as I was saying earlier, there's so much more out there, and it's really becoming very heartbreaking that everybody's enjoying all this stuff, all this content, all these planes, for instance, and there's no telling if or when we're ever going to get it on the Xbox. So I kind of feel like there was a bit of false advertising as far as the way it was advertised as you will have the same experience, and I don't think that has been necessarily true for various reasons, and I don't think it will ever be true for various reasons. So it's very difficult to, but I try to get what I can out of it, but it's becoming very heartbreaking in a way as well. Menlo Park is next, and I think should be going through Palo Alto, I think, pretty soon. Oh, get a drink of water there. Well, yeah, but I don't have a PC still. That's the thing. I have a Mac, and I can only do the what's it called, cloud gaming. So it doesn't really change anything. It's still on the Xbox system if I run on the cloud on my iMac. So, but right now financially, it's not. I can't afford a PC, even one that could, even minimally run the sim. So, that's just the way life is. So, but I mean, if somebody wants to get me one, I'd be happy. I'd be more than happy to accept it. But I don't think that's a very reasonable expectation either. So, but you know, hopefully things turn around and I can get a PC at some point that I can have more things available, and you know, Palo Alto is next. So yeah, it's just for me, it's a financial thing. But I think too, a lot of people were paying out the wazoo for newer graphics cards. They're updating that stuff because it's they're otherwise, you know, it's like they feel like they're falling behind graphically. So, and because there's the shortage of all that, the prices are even higher. I mean, if I could have foreseen a few years ago that this was going to be the way things are in the world, I would have built a gaming PC a few years back, but I didn't think that it was going to be an issue. So I can get a budget one for $100. No. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're trying to say, but it's, for me, it's a very, my finances are kind of, you know, I'm on a very limited budget, so. But if I can, you know, if things can change, you know, in a way that I can do it, then yes, I will. Absolutely. But right now, it's just not an option. Palo Alto, favorite station. One of my favorite stations. Stanford University is somewhere over that away. Nah, I don't think I would. I mean, I don't think I would. But, you know, it'll happen eventually. Everything will work out. But, you know, I'm happy to do what I can on the Xbox for the time being. It's just that I think I'm getting a bit jealous of what everybody else has on the PC. And it's like, man, I wish we had that. You know, like the Goose came out the other day, a little flying plane, you know, flying boat, kind of two engine. The more Cessnas have come out. Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that has been released that is just wow. You know, like the Electra, and there's a Boeing 247, I think, that's somewhat along the same lines as the Electra, and yeah, it's just all kinds of stuff that I'm like, man, I really wish. But you know, then also I want to be able to fly it with you know, then I also have to invest like in a yoke and pedals and throttles, and you know, that's a whole nother bunch of money in order for it to be really good on the PC. I think it's, you know, if I'm going to do that, I might as well have all the peripherals, not use a controller like I am now to fly. So it's just, there's more to it than just the PC as well, in order for it to look really good, and then I feel like it can fly even better. But then also I think I'm going to have to go back and kind of learn how to fly with the yoke and everything. So yeah, it's just a lot of, and I don't really, I'd have to have a desk to put all that stuff on. And I don't really have the space for that here in my apartment. So yeah, it's a room thing as well. There's a lot of other factors besides the financial part of it. Yeah, I think part of it is just I'm just getting getting envious of what the PC folks have available to them. You know, like we did get the P38 came out last week on Thursday, and a lot of people are like, it's you know, they're happy about it, but it's like one aircraft out of how many ever we're still waiting on, you know. And it's made by the same folks who did the Spitfire. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future. San Antonio. Miss California Avenue. Such a cool little place to hang out. It's like the lesser known sibling of the area, is the lesser known sibling of Palo Alto. It's 7:45. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stops. 6, but 5 in the we're at our last stop. So your stream audio went blank for a minute. Oh, hello, Amilla. Yeah, it hiccups sometimes, I think. There's like a little glitch in the system sometimes. Glitch in the matrix. Something. But yes, we're almost there. We're going to skip a few areas and get to San Jose, it looks like. Once we wrap that up, we'll take a break, and I'll get the flight stuff set up, and we'll go flying. We'll wrap it up for the day. We'll be back tomorrow in the Junkers 52, going from Berlin to Vienna, Austria. Should be, I think, let's see, be a couple hours at least, I think. In time. Patty's must have buggered off. He might have. I think he's got, it's Mother's Day over there, so I think he's doing stuff with his nan today. Mountain View is next. He'll probably pop in. Or he's taking a nap. Yeah. He was on earlier this morning when well, it was like early for me, but he was on Mud Runner or something. I guess that's like this other game, like Snow Runner, maybe. He was having a heck of a time with his trucks or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's Mother's Day there, so he might be. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. I said, why don't we just have an International Mother's Day and just have it all under one day? And then, hello, Daniel, over on the Posh channel. Yeah, maybe, you know, one day for all the mothers around the world would be perfect, but then the greeting card companies and folks like that wouldn't. I don't think they'd like that. They'd prefer to make as much money as possible out of all of it. I think too, when I used to be more active on Facebook, I would remember that, you know, it's Mother's Day in the UK, for instance, and now that I'm not active hardly at all on there anymore, I just don't, you know, I don't always remember those things. Just having my Sunday lie-in, nice, and I'm guessing it's you'll have your roast later on today, or is it? Are you left your own devices today, Daniel? go grocery shopping on the 1st. Somebody suggested this to me. You get a pork loin, and you get some mustard, and you cover the pork loin in mustard, right? And then you get bacon, and you wrap the bacon around the pork loin. Put it in a crock pot full of water. Let it cook for about 5 or 6 hours, and they said it will just come apart, and it is the best thing ever. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to give that a shot. No Sunday roast. I'm guessing it's pork this week, but it won't be sure until I go down for it. Ah. Sunnyvale's next. But yeah, somebody suggested that you cover it in mustard. And, yeah, it sounded really good. I'm like, yeah, I think I can do that because I do have a crock pot. So might have to give that a go this weekend. So if I get it all together, start that about 11 and get it in the crock pot and put it on cook for about 5 hours, by dinner time it should be good to go. Oh, there he is. There's Mr. Addies. Mr. Addies, what are you like today? So yeah, I just got to see which version of pork loin do I want to get on Friday when I go grocery shopping. When I said no, that was being left to my own device. Oh! Ah. Well, nothing. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. Late cleaning. Oh. Well, that's typical, Noah. You're always up late cleaning. Yeah, that does sound good, doesn't it, Mick? Yeah. I figure I'm going to have to give that a go. I just got to look at how much water I need to put into the crock pot to make it work. But I've not really used my crock. I have it, but you're just down. Okay. But I've not used it before, so I don't really know what to expect. And I don't really want to mess it up. I gotta do some homework on that. So that's the new route, the one that just came out after Harlem Line did. Oh, shoot. Doggone it. I was trying to get it forward just a little bit more. We stopped a little bit short. You were up late cleaning the fridge out. Yeah. Reckoning Chris is either still asleep or... Well, there he is out of the POS channel. Alright, Lawrence, and then Santa Clara, and then San Jose. So 2 more stops and we're there. We'll take a little break. Next time I get that gets cleaned is during spring cleaning. We got late dinner, so I think this is where we go off the line here. Yep, pull into Lawrence. Well, supposedly spring was right around the corner, but I guess Mother Nature said no otherwise. It's a little bit frosty here today. A little layer of frost on the rooftops here, the tops of the cars, parking lot. Try to estimate how much water and all that. I might even just got another. Oh, Joseph is very excited about his new route. Yeah, I might have to send a picture of that to you, Nick, when I have it all kind of prepared before I put it in the oven, and then I know you like it because it's, you know, you're okay with it about the because of the mustard, because I know you do like mustard, so they're just giving each other a hard time, Joseph. You should know that by now about Daniel and Amela. If it's not Daniel and Amela, it's Daniel and Chris. Yesterday I had chicken broccoli and with white rice and beef. Oh, nice. You're early for us. Must be a glitch in the weather system. Yeah. Well, it was warm here like the last week or so ago. It was pretty decent, and then it's kind of gotten cold again. So I think we're gonna have to wait here. Nope. There we go. Santa Clara is next. Now the new home for the, might as well call them the Santa Clara 49ers, because that's where their new stadium is, Santa Clara. Somehow they're still called the San Francisco 49ers. It's a travesty. Yeah. Chicken broccoli sounds good. I like both. Yeah. I think Amilla eats way more than most everybody in the chat. It's true. Alright, so let's see. It's a little after 8. I'm going to go ahead and say we will... overspeeding a bit. That's alright. Screw it. I think you eat more junk food than Amilla, Joseph. See, at least Amilla eats somewhat healthy. Yeah, it does sound good. The place across the street, they make a pretty good... They make both good beef and chicken broccoli. And you get a small container of the white rice and all that. And you can get the sauce, you know. I just eat it separate. I just kind of... I get a scoop of white rice and then get the beef broccoli stuff, and it works out well. More flavored than, you know. Yeah. Well, they do a pretty good job. They're both of their chicken and beef broccoli is pretty good. Your sleep. Wonder how many times Amilla's woken up in front of the fridge. Sleepwalked to the fridge. Got like a quart of ice cream. No, it's not pretty. It's not expensive at all, Amilla. It's actually pretty decent price. And they, for what you pay, you get a pretty good amount. That's definitely going to get the attention of Chris. Perfect. I think I have a... I just saw the... There it is. Let's see. Because they have a pretty good sized menu here. They have a lot of stuff. I usually only eat either the beef or chicken broccoli, the chicken curry. I think I've had the shrimp curry before, and that wasn't too bad. But you can get a small or you can get a large. So they have two sizes. A large beef broccoli is $11.99. No, $11.69. I'm sorry, $11.69. So that's not too bad. And I mean, that's a pretty good size amount, quite honestly. A large curry beef is $11.69. So yeah, I think the most that you pay is $11.69 for a large. So yeah, not too bad. I usually get a combo platter, like they have a combo platter for like curry chicken and all that you get what do you call it? The 9. Yeah, I mean it's not too badly priced, but I don't order that very often. I just usually get like a combo platter, which is like, you know, like 9 something. So yeah, it's not too bad, and it's convenient because it's right across the street. I can just walk over there, order my stuff, and then, you know, it doesn't take very long for it to be done. And all right, we're on our way. So yeah, we'll shoot for about 9 o'clock, I think, for our flight today around Berlin. I think it's going to be really cool. I was like, man, I'd really like to try something different for our scenic flight. So the Velocity or Volocity is they no, I don't think they do. You could call in and order ahead, and you could just walk in and pick up. But I mean, they're right across the street from me, so I don't think they would deliver. Get proper portions. We can serve enough food for a pigeon. All right, Joseph, have fun. Yeah, you know, thinking about that, like when you guys have heard me talk about this before. Like when I was in Iraq, we deployed, we ate, like, they would give us all big amounts of food, right? And then when we got back to the States, if you go into the dining facility to eat, it's like you get 2 strips of bacon, a little scoop of the eggs, a hash brown patty, and that's it. And you look at it, you're like, what is this? What is this? Because you got so used to eating, and part of it is because you were burning more calories, obviously, on deployment. But yeah, you look at it, you're like, nah, come on, dude, give me more than that. Yeah, we ate good, but part of it is because you're burning so many calories that it's only reasonable that you're eating more. But yeah, when the first time, like when we got back after Iraq, and I was like, no, this is not acceptable. Come on now. What are you doing to me? So yeah, we'll take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back at about 9 o'clock. That'll give me time to eat some breakfast, get myself reset, and all that. So but I think part of it too is, Mick, the most restaurants or places like that, they know that if they sell the customer a really good size of food, that they're going to come back. Especially for people who are like, well, I can't, they just need something good to feed the family, and they know it's, so. But a large for me, like, it is a lot of food for myself. But if I'm really hungry, I'll eat the whole thing. I don't care. At the end here, another trip completed on the wonderful Peninsula Corridor. No trains next Sunday. We're just going to do a flight around Athens, Greece. Just kind of hang out around there. I don't know what POIs or their points of interest. When I first bought my first patio over there, I must have stared at it for 10 minutes. Could not believe it was massive. Yeah. Yeah. But I did have a friend visit from the UK. She was like amazed at the amount of food well. She's been to America before, but she's like, I'm always amazed how much food I get when I go to a restaurant. It's funny because the one thing that Doors loves about America is the breakfast from McDonald's. That is her absolute favorite, and it's mainly because of the pancakes in McDonald's breakfast. She is just, oh, she loves the McDonald's breakfast pancakes. Like when we were in the city, she was like, "Can we go to McDonald's for breakfast?" Yeah, we can go. Yeah, that is her absolute favorite. I thought that, so you were playing Mud Runner. Is that from the same people who did Snow Runner then, Joseph, or is it two different developers? So for those of you, if you go through my channel, I think it was like last year, I did do a video from the San Jose station. I did it on Twitch and I did upload it to YouTube. So do have a look if you want to actually see how this place looks in real life, and all that. Do have a look at that. I don't remember how long the video was. I think it was maybe 15-20 minutes long. I was trying to. I should have done the. Went to Florida, and at the pool area there was a hot dog bar. Everything as long as my arm. Yeah. All right. There we are. We already got a gold out of this, so we're just doing it for fun. So anyway, that... Ooh, wow, that's a lot of points. Look at that. Whew. Anyway, that's going to be it for right now, folks. I will see you in about 45 minutes. I'll give everybody time to take a break, have a little snack, whatever you got to do. Still Runners, the sequel, I think, could be wrong. That's very possible, Daniel. You might be right. But anyway, I will see you all in about 45 minutes. We'll go flying around Berlin, and then we'll be done for the day. I will see you all then. Bye.